Hi all, this is just a quick recording to walk you through one of the errors that a student was getting in their code and that they shared with me. So here's the student's scene. The character, there's the open button. The idea is when the character hits the open button, the trapdoor will open, and then when the character hits the close button, the trapdoor will close. Okay, if I hit play, straight away it's telling me, oh, I was getting an error there. Let me go back to that. No, all is good. When I hit play, yeah, um, and I move my character over the button, I'm getting an error, and it's saying null reference exception. And if I double click on the error, this code is opening up here. So it's telling me that this variable is null. It's a null reference exception. So in other words, this variable isn't set to anything, and I can see here that there's the variable declared. It's private, but nowhere is it set to anything. So I suspect what the student actually meant to do was make this public. Let me save it. This is the level manager. I will stop the game playing here. Yeah, stop the game playing. I'll go to the level manager, and now I can see that is it private? Sorry, let me save it again. Here, and I've made it public. It is level manager trapdoor controller. Come back here, go to my level manager. There's my trapdoor controller, and I need to drag this into it like that. So initially, initially for the student, this was actually set to none. So we needed to drag this into it. So that was their first problem. They hadn't it wired up, and that's why they were getting a null reference exception. That was it. Now it's wired up, so it should actually we should not get that null reference exception anymore. So let me open up this. Let me save it. Let's press play, and let's see how we get on now. So now I walk over, and still I'm not getting the null reference exception anymore, but still nothing is happening. So let me look at the code. The level, so I've got an open button controller. The open button controller is connected to this button here. The code is saying that when you collide with something called the player, let me just check that the player is actually tagged player. Yeah, the character is tagged player there, so that's looking good. Well then get the instance of the level manager and call the open function. So it'll get the level manager instance, which is the static variable, and it will call the function open. All looking good. We are no longer now getting a null reference exception because this has been set, and so that's calling the set pivot hinge motor speed on the trapdoor controller. The trapdoor controller, I suspect, is attached to the trapdoor. It is indeed. There you go, trapdoor controller. I'll double click on it to open it, and we are calling the set pivot hinge speed, passing in a value, and yeah, it looks like it's getting the motor off the hinge, storing it in a local variable called the motor, modifying the speed, and then putting the motor back up onto the hinge. So it looks good. So let me have another look at it, and this time as I play it, I am going to keep an eye on, where is it? Where's my hinge? There's my hinge, and I'm going to keep an eye on the motor speed here to see does it get set. I walk over to my button. Yes, and it did. Indeed, it got set to 30. So it is actually working, but this still isn't moving. So let me try and change it to 300. No, minus 300 maybe. Minus 300. No, nothing happening. Okay, so what I suspect now is going wrong is I see, here's my trapdoor, and I don't know, can you see, but there's the box collider around it, big green box. If I click here, this is my grid, and there's a green box around this as well. Yeah, so it looks like this is sort of wedged up against the collider here. I can see that the grid base map is on the layer ground, the trapdoor is on the layer trapdoors, but look, they're probably colliding. So I'll go edit, I'll go to project settings, I'll go to Physics2D. There's the problem. Look, the ground, anything in the ground layer collides with things in the trapdoor layer. We don't want that to happen. We want things that are in the trapdoors layer not to collide with things in the ground layer. So now hopefully these will no longer collide, so it won't be wedged up against it. So now I hit play, I walk up to the button, and hey presto, it works. I walk down, I walk over here, not working. Let me look at the hinge. And the motor speed is staying at 30. It never got changed. So let me look at the code. It's probably something minor. Let me look at the close button. So the close button probably has a close button script attached to it, does it? No, the close button has no script attached to it. So the student just needs to attach the script onto the close button to say when you hit into me, the close button will then set the motor speed to say minus 30. So it should do something like this. So here we go, we walk into the first one, it opens, down we go, and when we hit into this, what's actually going to happen is we'll write code that will set the motor speed to, where is the motor speed? There's the hinge. We'll set the motor speed to maybe minus 30, and that's what will happen. So almost there. So the real problem here was a null reference pointer, so never wired up, and things in the trapdoors layer and the ground base map layer were colliding. So this was sort of wedged up to it. So I had to go into Physics2D and disable that, and that's it.